Okay, fellas, welcome back. Madden seems to be just kind of winding down right now. I'm just not interested in playing MUT. I've put out a lot of videos. Honestly, the basics that anybody would need to become a really good Madden player. We've done the I form, I close, we've done the 4-3-6-1, we've done the dime, we've done a complete breakdown on dollar, we've done a complete breakdown on gun bunch strong offset. We've talked about user. We've talked about how to beat the CPU. I feel like in the short time that we started videos, which was right around Christmas, I feel like we've pretty well covered everything that we can, and still keep things interesting, not just rehashing things. So this is something that I really have a passion for, more so than MUT, and even more so than competitive Madden, is franchise. As really quickly, a little bit of background. I've been playing Madden franchise since Madden franchise was a thing. Madden 2006 and Madden 2008, in my opinion, had the two best franchises. They were the most robust franchises we've ever had. To this day, Madden 2008 is still, in my opinion, the best Madden that was ever made. That's why it's still so popular on PC. People have modded it, and it really is awesome. They've done a decent job with franchise, but I do want to say I feel like franchise is still essentially Madden 21 franchise. They're just a couple little extra bells and whistles. I honestly think that the screens are the same and they're just loading over the old screens. But franchise is still my favorite part of Madden. I've seen some of the people who have really popular franchise channels, and I think that they do a great job. I really do. Franchise is, in my opinion, the most immersive thing when it comes to Madden. If it were more robust, that's all that I would play. So what I thought I would do here is do a series of videos, basically just talking about just going from starting up a franchise to playing, to trading, upgrading our team, to playing through season one and moving on to season after season. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys, for those of you guys who are still pretty new to Madden, in this video we're going to talk about how to set up a franchise, and then in the next video we're going to do the really fun part, and that's going to be we're going to build our team. Okay, so we're going to take one of the worst teams in the NFL, the New England Patriots, and we're going to try to build them into a contender in just one season. Okay, so let's go ahead and start up a franchise and let's see what this looks like. Okay, we're going to go ahead and create a new franchise. We're going to play it offline. We're going to use the active roster. You can use the preseason roster. You can play it over the cloud. But for our purposes here, we're just going to use the active roster online.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with.
So in terms of overall rating, I would have taken the Bears, but their rating has gone up a little bit. I'd really like to take a little bit of a cruddier team here. So we're going to go with the Patriots, and we're going to rebuild them. And well, they're an 81 overall. Maybe we could do the Panthers. What are the Texans? Texans are an 81 overall. Titans are pretty well. Let's go ahead and just rebuild the Patriots. This will be fun. We're going to be the new Bill Belichick. Okay, so we're going to take the Patriots. You can just start playing right away, or you can change the starting point. So at the starting point, you can go preseason, regular season, or fantasy draft. We're going to just go ahead and do the regular season for this one. Change role. I always like to play as the owner, and each one has benefits. You can see, to me, financial mogul, it just makes the most sense. So lifelong fan, you get happiness and success. Former player, you get legacy score and roster happiness. I don't really care about legacy score, and I don't care about player happiness. We're going to be trading half the team anyway. So we're going to go with financial mogul, and we're just going to go with Big William. So Big Bill Belichick is going to be our new owner, and we're going to accept him. Okay, league settings. This is the most important thing. I will always play on All Madden. At the beginning of the year, I preferred All Pro, but All Madden I think it's going to provide the most challenge, and I think a lot of the bugs are worked out. We're still going to have issues with we don't have gift wrapped as a user ability in franchise, so we're going to have issues with dropped passes and especially with overthrows. I do not like to go with simulation. If you play simulation, you will notice that your players get sucked into very weird animations, and you, in my opinion, you just don't have as much control. Arcade, in my opinion, it's too many fumbles, too many funky things. I always go with competitive. Quarter length, it's up to you. 6 minutes is the standard. Just remember that when you play games, you're not going to get the same statistics as if you simulate them. Okay, so I will go for 6 minutes because it gives us the most opportunity, especially since we're playing on All Madden. If you're new to Madden, Rookie, Pro, All Pro, all of those things. If I played on Rookie and I played 6 minutes, the scores would be like 200 something to nothing. So it's pointless, but as a new player, I would probably start off on Rookie or Pro. So we're gonna go All Madden 6 minutes. I don't really care about the accelerated clock. It's fine. That's up to you. Minimum play clock time, again, that's up to you. I just keep it at default. Play call cooldown. I turn all this stuff off. I don't like the play call limit, play call cooldowns. I don't like that. I do not like dynamic momentum, this home field advantage stuff. I don't like it, so I turn it off. That is a personal preference, okay? If you're winning big, you'll get some bonus points, you know, if you're the home team, and if the other team is winning, they're going to get some bonus benefits too. So I don't like it. I think it activates too quickly. I don't think it's consistent enough. So I just turn it off. Season experience, I want full control. I go for manual for everything on the team settings. Trades, free agents, managing injuries, all that stuff. I just go for auto, for manual. On auto progress players, I like to do this myself, and auto progress talents. I like to do everything myself. I turn tutorials off. If you're a new player, you're going to want this on. Trade deadline, again, that's completely up to you. I keep it on just to keep things more realistic. I don't really make mid-season trades generally anyway. So trade type, I enable all. You can just do human trades. You can disable it totally, but I'll keep it as enable all. Trade difficulty, I keep this at normal. If you want it to be more difficult, obviously go for hard or easy. Salary cap, this is something, for those of us who played franchise, salary cap is very much an annoyance, okay? By season 3, things get really messed up. You're essentially dropping and trading players to pick up players of equal or same talent. It gets to be really annoying at times. For the purposes of this video and this series, we're going to go ahead and keep the salary cap on. I can't promise that after season 1 or 2, I won't just turn it off. If I do turn it off, I generally set my own rules, and that's going to be a theme when I do these sort of franchise videos. I will set my own rules. I will say that, for instance, if I turn the salary cap off, I always have to be one of the lowest 5 in terms of salary cap. I will always want to have one of the low 5 salaries, okay? I limit myself to that. Otherwise, I'll just have a juggernaut of a team. It is very easy in franchise to build up just a completely monstrous squad. So if you turn salary cap off, I would suggest for fun that you set some of your own rules, okay? Motivation impact for free agent, I just keep that at normal. That's up to you. Practice squad stealing, I don't like it. I turn it off usually. that's totally up to you as well. Relocation settings, I will usually just keep this as users only. I've done several franchises where the CPU can relocate. It gets a little bit confusing. After a while, you'll have 5-6 franchises that have relocated, and it's hard to remember who they were. Staff talent cost modifier, I just keep this at normal. Injuries, this is my best friend. He always likes to keep injuries on, and he adjusts the sliders. I like to turn them off. I don't like the way Madden does injuries. They've gotten a little bit better with it. That is up to you. For this video, I'm going to turn it off, okay? I'm not trying to cheat. It's not like, trust me, with Madden, I mean, I've played with injuries on, and I just end up having a God squad, and if a player goes down, I just have another player come right in their place. So I like to turn it off. Practice injury, I turn off. Pre-existing injuries, I turn off. This is all personal preference, okay? Progressive fatigue, I don't like progressive fatigue. Prospect storylines, that gets very annoying to me. I don't really see much benefit to that. Some people might argue with it. I don't have a problem telling who the good players are going to be in drafts anyway. The storylines just, Madden does not do a very good job with it. So draft timer, I always turn this off. And fantasy draft order, we're not doing it, but you can do it standard or snake. That's up to you. Free agent negotiations on stage 1. I just keep this as default. You can up or lower these numbers to your heart's content. Okay. League type settings, coach firing, all of these things are just personal preferences. I don't want my coach to be fired. I'm not really worried about that anyway, so I just keep it at CPU only. Full on-field control, yeah. I mean, yeah, we can simulate at some point, whatever. My best friend loves to simulate in the middle of games, and if he starts losing, he'll jump right in, right? Instant starter, I turn this stuff off. Career clock, I don't care about this career clock stuff, so I turn it off. That's up to you. If you like a little bit more immersive experience, keep it on. I've never really noticed much with it anyway, personally. Breakout scenarios. Of course, we want breakout scenarios. We want our players to develop, right? We want them to go from star to superstar to even superstar X Factor. So we keep this on generally. That is up to you. Some people don't even like having X Factors, okay? Development trait regression. This one is important. I don't like it, okay? If you draft a player who is a superstar and he doesn't get enough playing time, inevitably he will drop down to star. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. If you want to have a quarterback sit on the bench, and, for a little while, and all of a sudden he's dropped down, I don't know. I don't like it. I tend to do these things manually. At the end of every season, I'll go through pretty much every roster, and I will adjust development traits myself. Okay. I don't like the way Madden does it. I don't think they do it accurately. I don't think they do it well. So I turn it off. It is totally up to you. Superstar abilities, that is up to you. They're in the game. I like them. Unfortunately, you can end up getting overpowered with your team. The way I do my teams, I generally keep my overall team rating. I generally don't let myself get above a 90, maybe a 91. But generally speaking, a lot of my superstars I'll trade away every season. So I keep my team pretty balanced so it's not overpowered. So I keep the superstar abilities on, mainly because I like conductor, because I don't like waiting for hot routes. That's honestly, I just get annoyed. I like playing fast. So ability edit controls, I want to have the ability to edit whatever I want. Minimum roster size, that is completely up to you. And I know this is a boring video for most people when it comes to franchise, but for newer players, it might help to have a more experienced player talk about these things, okay? So these ability edit controls, I like to change the players. I will end up sort of building super teams for other teams. Like, I never picked the Cowboys, so I might make the Cowboys. I might bring in Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, maybe Jason Witten. I might bring old players in the draft. I will edit players, and I might build up the Cowboys so that in the likely event that I face them in the playoffs, they're a super team, and it gives me at least a little bit more of a challenge to play against. That is completely up to you. If you want to just keep it stock and not worry about editing anything, go ahead and do it. If you want to cheat and build your players up, edit them and make them great, then you have that ability. If you want to cheat and make your players worse, you have that ability. I will do that a lot. I'll regress players a lot, So at the end of the season, instead of Madden doing it for me, if a guy didn't play well, I may regress him myself, okay? Roster size, I generally keep these default. That is completely up to you. I rarely ever have 46 players on my roster anyway. More than 46 players on my roster anyway. In-season player movement limit, I keep that unlimited. I do oftentimes limit transactions because it's just too easy to game the system, even on harder trade difficulty. There are just ways to figure out how to build a God Squad, honestly. Overall cut restrictions, I don't like restrictions in any type of franchise, personally. So off-season player cut limit, again, I don't like to limit these things. These are personal preferences. Do you want to not be able to cut a 90 player, right? Do you want to limit how many players you cut? I don't, but that's up to you. Fill roster. This is one that will catch a new player off guard. If you keep this on, the CPU will sign free agents for you to fill positions where you don't have the minimum number of required players. I don't like that one bit. It's really, really annoying, so I turn that off. That's it, you guys. That's really how to set up a franchise, okay? We're going to be starting right at the regular season, and we're going to actually build up our team now. And this is where the videos are going to become fun, right? I'm going to take this Patriots team, and I'm going to show you guys how to just take a really horrible team and build them up to where you can compete for a Super Bowl, okay? And I can pretty well guarantee you that we're going to win the Super Bowl this season. So we're going to go ahead and start playing. And I'll just show you kind of what happens here. And this is what we have, right? This is the beginning of the season. It's up to us. We have some players that can be upgraded. I'm going to go over all of this stuff with you, okay? From beginning to end, we're going to talk about all of these things. We've already got an offer for Kyle Duggar. I know I'm going to probably keep Kyle Duggar on the team because he's fast. I will explain to you some good ways to build up your team and still keep enough draft capital for next season, okay? And by the way, it looks like we have a pretty tough opponent coming up here in week 1. So that's going to be the end of this video. I know that this is boring for a lot of people who've played franchise. I wish it wasn't my first sort of foray into making franchise videos, but this type of video does need to be made, and I know a lot of my subscribers are newer players, so I hope that this video has been helpful to you. The next video is going to be really fun. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to build the team up. I'm going to record it. I'm going to edit the video because it's going to take a long time. I'll just basically show you each of the trades and moves so you don't have to watch it real time. You can see a nice condensed version of how to do it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. And as always, have a good day.